Means unconditional love, the love of God operating through the human heart. It's what we seek most in the world, isn't it? So I'm so grateful that you took the time to join me today, or whenever you're joining me, because I have a wonderful message today. I've discovered that through my extensive journey around the world studying sacred traditions, Tibet, Nepal, India, Peru, Europe, the United States, I've discovered that what we're seeking is an experience of the divine. And while seeking that experience of the divine, we're also seeking how do we create a fulfilling life? And that's basically what we teach at Agape. It's what we practice, we do our best at, and we realize that it is a journey of self discovery, a journey that never ends. And so every moment is a moment on that magnificent journey, the journey that you and I call life. So before we get into talking about some tools that you can use to create your most magnificent journey, let's take a few moments and go into meditation to quiet our mind, to make our mind receptive to new ideas, new possibilities. So if you would, bring yourself into a comfortable, seated, upright position with your back straight, your hands gently resting on your lap, and bring your awareness to your breath, consciously breathing in and breathing out, breathing in and breathing out, realizing there's only one breath. It is both the in and the out. There's only one you, the you that you perceive in the body and the mind, and a you that is the infinite expressing through you. So as you breathe in and out of your heart, you are opening yourself up for the divine wisdom that is everywhere present to be filtered through your heart center to guide you, to direct you on the journey that you have chosen to have in this life at this time. So know that you are an individualization, a unique individualization of the infinite. It created you. You are a part of it. You cannot be separated. And so know that the divine wisdom flowing through you is eternally there to bring forth any answer to any question that you desire. And with that, based on where you are in your life right now, ask your heart, what is my next step on this journey to self-discovery, to live a more expansive and fulfilling life? What is my next step with respect to self-love? What is my next step to intimate relationships? What is my next step to a more abundant life? What is my next step to greater health and a sense of well-being? What is my next step to know my true infinite nature? know that these are questions that you ask all the time. Well, this time, ask the source that can give you the answer, the source within you. And let your heart be open to guide you, to direct you into the most magnificent way to bring these desires into experience. So fill your heart with gratitude, a gratitude for life, a gratitude for just being you. Because being you is all you can do and all you can be. And it is magnificent. And in this most magnificent nature that you are, start to come back into your body, into your mind, into this time and this day. Begin to move your hands, your fingers, your shoulders, your head. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome this most magnificent, beautiful, magnificently day. So today, I thought I'd take a different approach to what I've been doing lately. And I thought I would talk about the 6 greatest discoveries of humankind. And while you may say, oh, that's got to be the wheel. Well, no, it's not going to be the wheel. It's going to be something much greater than that. And so we're going to play with that. We're going to go into that. We're going to just love on that and know that it's all perfect. So from the perspective that I've come to understand, of the 6 greatest discoveries of humankind, number 1 is that we can think. That's a phenomenal discovery, that you have the ability to process thoughts. You have the ability to analyze. You have the ability to focus. You have the ability to create within your mind. So the first thing is, when you become aware that you can think, there's not a greater discovery, because I don't think my dog, my little puppy Bailey, has any concept that she's thinking. Everything is instinctual. And I think that's where most animals and other types of beings are, other than humans, is we have discovered that we have the ability to think. So then that leads to the second greatest discovery, that we can focus. When we see a bear coming, we focus on the bear, and we can focus on how to get out of the bear's path. We can focus on, it's time to eat. What foods do I want? And we can focus on finding that food. We can focus on finding a pin in a haystack, because we have the ability to direct our thoughts and focus them. We can create an image of a horse by focusing our thoughts onto a piece of paper. And we can outline every single detail because we can focus. Here's the next, number 3. When we learn that we can think and that we can focus, and we then started focusing on things, we came up with the third discovery, that what we focus on most, we create. In other words, what we focus on most becomes a belief. It's where our thoughts, our words, our actions and our feelings are aligned toward a directed result that we're choosing, we do it persistently and consistently, consciously and unconsciously. That's a true belief. And what I've come to understand is that almost all of my beliefs, once created, are buried in my subconscious mind. I don't even know I have them. But here's what I do know is they're creating my life. And I've tested it. I've proven to myself that where I focus and I hold a belief, I build a belief, I create that experience in my life. The fourth great discovery of humankind is that we're not limited by our past thoughts. We can think new thoughts. And when we think new thoughts, we create new beliefs. When we create new beliefs, we create new life experiences. And this is where I think humanity struggles. They don't realize that just because you're not in school doesn't mean it's not time to learn, because you can't change your life without new ideas. New ideas are the source of new creation. So it's like I tell people, get new ideas. One of the simplest ways is talk to people about things that are new to you, or read books. And you say, well, I don't have time to read. Here's one of the tricks that I do with myself. I have allotted 15 minutes a day. And in that 15 minutes, I set the goal of reading 10 pages out of a book that's about expanding my ability to see the world. And if you can read 10 pages a day over a year, it's probably about 15 books. And all of that new information becomes available to you. And from that new information, you're able to sift through it and see what of that information will serve me in creating my most magnificent life. But you see, without new information, nothing changes. And when we have a problem, the only reason it's a problem is because we don't know how to solve it. If we don't know how to solve it, we can't solve it with our current information. We need new information. So if you're having a problem with all of the data that's available to us, all the information available to us on the web alone, go on YouTube, go on Google, go on ChatGPT. Ask a question, get new information, and then filter that information through you. You see, that leads to the fifth great discovery, that we create our own experience. We truly come to understand that the perspective, the filter through which we look at life creates our experience. It's not what happens to us. It's how we see it. Some people get a brand new puppy and they're focused on that puppy's biting me. I got to get up. I got to take it outside. Oh my God, the thing's wild. It's got the yibbies. I focus on the joy, the love, the beauty. My puppy loves to see new things, experiment with new things. And I'm there to go on that ride. And I love that journey. Think about it. When are you most happy? When you're doing something new. What are you most afraid of? Doing something new. Because we've been numbed to the idea of being comfortable. We're not meant to be comfortable. We're meant to expand. We're meant to grow. And in order to expand and grow, we've got to move into the unknown. And because we've got that desire, we're willing to think new thoughts and follow it with actions. And by God, it just proves itself. We create. Once we get that, then we understand the sixth discovery, and that we are 100% responsible for our life experience. We're not responsible for what happens to us because we live in a world. with 8 billion people, with animals, insects, weather, you name it, the infinite number of possibilities. We're not responsible, but for whatever happens to us, we are responsible for how we see it, the perspective we look at it. So I don't know about you, but look at when you lose a job. My last job I lost in 2004. I thought it was horrific I lost my job. But then I looked at it differently. And it was right then that I started getting a master's degree in consciousness studies. It was then that I spent the next 3 years getting that degree and become a licensed religious science minister. It was the single best thing that ever happened to me when I look at it, because I had a choice as to how I dealt with it. And I thought when I lost a job, I'll just continue. I'll get this education, but I'll continue. And so for the next 2 years, I was flying all over the country, going to companies, interviewing for jobs. And I can remember so well coming back from an interview in Reno, Nevada, and I was on the plane, and I said to Lee, "What the heck are you doing? You no longer want to be in the corporate world. You don't want to have that pressure. You don't want to do that work. That's not what juices you. You want to teach. You want to connect with people. You want to become more aware." And then I realized the gift of losing my job and that I was responsible for it, because if I hadn't lost that job, I wouldn't have gone and got my education. I wouldn't have had the time and the energy. But instead, here I am 19 years later talking to you about what I love most. So think about it from your perspective. The 6 greatest discoveries of humankind. You know you can think. So you've got that. And you know that you can consciously think and unconsciously think. You know that you can focus your thoughts without any doubt. You know that. You know that what you focus on, if you start to evaluate your life, you know what you focus on, you create. You know that you're not limited by your past. Your past is just an experience. It doesn't exist in the now. The past is where you learn lessons to move forward to a greater experience of life. You know then if you can focus and you create and you're not limited by your past, you know you are the creator of your experience. And when you know that, you know you're 100% responsible for that life experience. I'm going to tell you a secret. Practicing these greatest discoveries might be a lonely journey because very few people practice. A lot of people understand. Very few people master. That's why it's so important to be in community, however that is for you, to be in community with like-minded people that support you as you evolve. One of the things that I teach as the foundation is everything begins and ends with self-love. And self-love means self-acceptance. Do you accept yourself as you are? Do you accept your uniqueness? Because until you do, you can't accept others. And you can't accept this magnificent life. Because without self-acceptance, we're in judgment. And judgment is the opposite of love. You came here to grow, to expand, and to experience. And the power is within you. Begin today. The past is not relevant. Take all that you know, and now start to think for yourself and create your most magnificent life. I want to thank you for joining me today, because your time is your most precious gift. If you would like to be a part of the Agape community, go to agapespiritualcenter.com and just sign up for the newsletter, if anything. And you'll get the newsletter and you'll find out all the different ways that you can plug in with all the various online events. And if you're in North Dallas, North Texas, you can join us on some of our in-person events. But most everything we do is virtual because we understand that's the new way. That's the way we connect. That's the blessing of COVID, was that we can connect without being in person. I have so many great relationships with so many beautiful people all over the world. And if this message touched you, I invite you to give. Make a donation to Agape. It's on the website, agapespiritualcenter.com, because with your gift, we're able to bring this message to greater and greater numbers of people. My goal is to get more revenue coming in, to get some people who really understand marketing to make this message go viral. In fact, you can help me do that. Share it, pass it along. I want you to know that myself and the Agape community are here to serve you and to support you. I'm grateful for you. Make this your best day ever, because you can. Much love until next week, and aloha.